Hey beautiful peeps, I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful, magical day today. I feel like, I haven't been doing many videos recently, and I've been going through some stuff, and I was ill for a little while, and then just lots has been happening over over a short period of time, so it's kind of like just been a little bit overwhelmed. And I slipped up while I was ill. I actually broke my sobriety of weed sobriety, so yeah, I made it like 3 weeks and a half and didn't quite make it to the month mark. And yeah, and then even though I'm feeling a bit better now, I've still been having some, but like less now, so I'm gonna come. But then during that time I had a bit of tobacco with it, so I've been smoking some cigarettes, and now after like a week of that, I feel like it's really affecting my system. I can't breathe as well, I'm out of breath all the time. I can feel it in my body, like I'm stiffer and there's less oxygen there. My skin's drying up, but that's obviously where I've been in the sun, but normally I don't dry up that much. And I found when I gave up weed, and obviously I wasn't having tobacco then as well, it was making me way more hydrated, because I just felt like thirstier a lot. I'd wake up in the morning, have a drink, do my yoga, and I've sort of stopped doing yoga as well, so because I wasn't able to do it while I was ill, and then I sort of stopped doing meditation as well, because I missed one day on my app thing, and then because I broke the sequence I just stopped. But that's silly, why is it's so much harder to build up to something than to just, it's harder to keep at something, and then all it takes is one day of not doing it or something, and it breaks the whole thing, and then you just, because you're back at square one, then, well, for me, I feel like, oh, well, I'll just give up now for a little bit. But we all slip up, we all make mistakes, we all, have these times where stuff like that happens, but just gotta, like, forgive ourselves and accept and love ourselves, and know that we can get back on track, and it's not that difficult, and it's just about the mindset, and we'll do things when we're ready, and the universe has got our backs, and sometimes we have to slip up a bit and backtrack to get back on track even better than ever. So part of coming back to weed sort of made me realise that I do have an addiction to it, and we slip into these habits very, very quickly, and more so with the tobacco, because I was having it with tobacco, then I was craving the tobacco, which made me crave the weed even more, because I'm actually happier without weed, and I find it better without weed. Like, I'm more bubbly and myself and my life essence. But then sometimes I think I'm just not going to be hard on myself if I'm feeling ill and feel like I'd like to have some to heal, then I will just vape instead of smoking it, because it's a slippery slope. Even having like blunts and stuff, then it gives you the flavour of smoking for me, so then that makes me want to smoke. And I've been a bit stressed out recently. I've not been eating right. It's been loads of people's birthdays and different things, so I've just been eating out vegan junk food, and I've been really low on funds, so I haven't been able to buy lots of fresh fruit and stuff. I've got some in the freezer though, so I'm going to get on the smoothies. And you know me for my zero waste, so I've got loads of dried beans and lentils and stuff in the cupboard, so just gonna live real low budget until I get paid again, and then I'm gonna be continuing the healthy lifestyle, because health is wealth, guys. And you know, I talk about self-love a lot, and I've not been loving myself by putting these toxins into my body, and I'm feeling the toxins and it's not very nice. So I'm sorry, body, but I also forgive myself. And you know, having this little bit of dark time, or like little bit of shadow time, I guess, is helped me learn a little bit more about myself, and will hopefully solidify me looking after myself more. See, my throat sounds all dry and stuff as well from smoking. You know, I want to sing and work on my voice and vocals and stuff more, so like giving up smoking definitely fits in with that. Or letting go. I don't like saying giving up these things, because it's letting go. We don't need them. You know, it's about coming to our inner selves and our divine light being inside. So we have to drop off all this stuff that isn't authentic and doesn't resonate with our true selves and our, you know, our divine nature. So yeah, and also I think I will go to the NA meeting, because I thought, oh, I don't need to go, I'm not an addict, so I'll be able to do all this well easy and it will be all good. But actually it was really easy for me to slip back in. It wasn't just when I was ill. I had a friend come over and then they'd brought some weed to my house, and then it was like I wanted to get on a level with them, so I sort of just went with it, and then it tripped me out and I really didn't like it, and it just was too intense and I was just overthinking it, was spinning me out. And then when I had some more after as well, then that just, it tripped me out at first because it was a bit strong and intense and my tolerance had gone really low. But while I was ill, I really needed it because I was in so much pain and I felt like electric currents all through my body. I was sore and achy, and you know, I took meds and stuff and none of it worked at all, and I just needed something to take the edge off, so I just went for it. But yeah, and then I was focusing on negatives, on like, you know, oh, I've gone back on myself, and you know, I'm harming myself, and you know, then the shame and the guilt and stuff comes in. But then I sort of, when I come out of that fogginess and feeling a bit more clarity, then I realised that, you know, I should be looking at how great it was that I did manage to go without weed for that long, and that's amazing, and I can do it again, and there's no issues there, you know. It's all good. And so yeah, I just need to look at those things a bit more and just love all sides of myself, even the bits that I'm maybe not happy with. But you know, we're all a work in progress, but we're also all perfect, divine, beautiful, wonderful beings, just as we are, you know. And everything is happening as it's meant to, and we may not understand right now why things are the way they are, but you know, I'm learning to trust and let go and just be open to what the universe has intended for me. So it was that was the floor creaking, not my bottom creaking. It's very creaky, this room. So I wrote I wrote this down, and it was on a meme that I saw, and I really, really liked it. So I wrote it down to help me, and I wrote down some stuff during my full moon ritual for the full moon in Scorpio. That happened recently, and it was like a blue moon or something, so it's like 4 times energy or something. I don't know, it's really powerful because we've had lots of full moons in one space of time or something, I don't know. Anyway, not very good at explaining astrology stuff just yet. But yeah, remain unattached to the outcome. Surrender to uncertainty. Release the need for control. Allow what is aligned to flow effortlessly. For that is when you are finally free. So yeah, because I'd sort of got myself in these old dynamics and thought patterns and things, I sort of, yeah, and then, because I was kind of sort of seeing someone, but not, well, I wasn't, it was, but then, I don't know, I sometimes can get like too attached to the outcome and be like, what's going to happen and where's this going, and I need to label this and define it and know what's happening and control it. But that's just our ego talking when we're having those thoughts, you know. The soul essence and our life force being knows that everything's okay in this moment, and this moment is all we have, so there's no point worrying about the past or the future or trying to think of the outcome, because life's unexpected and life is a mystery, and if we hold on too tight of what we think things should be, then we miss out on the beauty of life itself and how things could be and how things can surprise us in many beautiful ways. And, you know, the unexpected is beautiful, and, you know, it could be something we never knew we'd really enjoy. So yeah, surrender to uncertainty. So I love that, like, you just gotta let it go, surrender. Because we worry so much, and then normally when the outcome happens, then it's better than we expected, or like things went really well and it was just we were dwelling on something that wasn't relevant. So yeah, so uncertainty is not a bad thing. I think we've been told that uncertainty is a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing, you know. Mysterious, beautiful world. Release the need for control, so sort of spoke about that. I feel like I got a lot of Capricorn placements in my astrology readings, you know. I have a lot of Capricorn placements, and I feel like that's quite like hard-working, control, gotta do this, that, you know. But then, conflicting that, I'm a Cancer sign, and I've got 2 placements of Cancer, and like that's really like water and flowing and emotional, and, you know, it's not fixed. But yeah, and having someone else in my space quite a lot recently has made me realise some of my little foibles that I thought had gone away before, but actually brought up some emotions of previous stuff, and how I can be a bit controlling sometimes, and or even with myself, like trying to do things and like working on myself constantly, like gotta do this, gotta progress, gotta control this, even though I come across as quite easy breezy and going with the flow and just a bit random and mad. But also there's like this other part of me that is quite like reserved and wants control, and is a bit uptight in ways sometimes. But I think it depends as well who we're with. We bounce off different people with different energies. So like when I'm out with the V gang or stuff like that, then I'm all like bouncing, like and all weird and crazy. But then sometimes if I'm in a more one-to-one situation and I don't quite know the person or getting to know them, or maybe like in a romantic situation, sometimes I can be a bit, I don't know, I just get a bit nervous and go in, and then I'm overthinking and daft stuff. So yeah, but thoughts are not truths, guys, you know. You know, And something else recently, because when I've been down on myself and stuff, my friend said to me, like, you create the rules. So you've not broken anything, you've not done anything. You know, you create the rules, so it's whatever you want life to be, you know? So I thought that that's a real great way of looking at things. So, you know, so yeah, thanks. So yeah, we all create our own rules, so, you know, it's all good. Everything is fine. Everything is all gravy, baby. So allow what is aligned to flow effortlessly. So I think that links to like what needs to be birthed through you, and like we need to create space and calmness and just sit in the chill. And that's why I love meditation and yoga, because it just helps you center and get aligned and just create space for what needs to come into our lives and flow effortlessly. And when you're doing the yoga poses, you're like transmuting energy through you and releasing pent up, because stress stays in our body, and like you release that out and you can hear it and feel it, and it's a beautiful thing. I feel like I've stopped doing that because I feel unhealthy, so I don't want to do the healthy things, but then you need to do the healthy things to get healthy from being unhealthy. So yeah, but I'm ready to get back on it now. I'm gonna do it. Look, I've got my little yoga poster there. I love it. And I just practice all the poses. I've been chatting to one of my friends, my online friends, who actually lives in Sheffield, and he's been doing yoga for years, and we were like chatting about it, and he said he helped me do some yoga poses, and yeah, we've been talking about Kundalini rising a lot, and yeah, it'd be really cool to meet up and, you know, try some of these things, so that's really cool. So yeah, so when we do all these things, that's when we're finally free. That is it, when you're just present in the moment, you let go and you surrender to anything and just go on with the flow, baby. That's when we're free, you know. When we're thinking about the past or the future, or like how things could be better and this could happen and that, and things that are non-existent because they haven't happened yet, or they've already happened so they're not there anymore, so it's holding us down. So let's all be free, guys. Let's let go and release together. So I wrote down some affirmations for releasing. I release attachments to anything or anyone unhealthy or that makes me question my worth. I release unrealistic expectations. So yeah, I release desire to control outcome. I release negative thought patterns. I release outdated belief systems. There's so many belief systems that hold us back, you know, even just little things like, oh, I can't do this, or I could never be this, or whatever. That holds us back, those mindsets, you know. We are infinite divine beings, that anything is possible, you know. Anything is, you know. I release the need to argue or prove wrong. So that's about the ego. When we're thinking I'm right, you're wrong, that holds us back, guys, and it stops us from connecting. And anything like separation is just illusion. So anything like that it's just boosting the ego, trying to prove ourselves. So just let it go, you know. You know when you're right, and you know what's in your heart is right. And like with activism, that comes in a lot, like I'm right, you're wrong, and things like that. And I found for myself, since I've been coming in with a more loving, accepting and understanding way about things, I've had a lot better connections and energy back from people, you know. I've not had any aggy people or anything like that, because people resonate with love frequencies, you know. So yeah, it's all about consciousness, guys. And ego is not such a bad thing. It's like just like the unconscious self, you know. And then when we shine a bit of love on that, it dissolves the ego, and we're back to elevating consciousness. So yeah, it's all good. Obviously we need ego, but we got to keep that ego in check, you know. We control our ego, not our ego controls us, you know. So yeah, I release worries or cares about what anyone else thinks. Yes, that's beautiful. You are beautiful and perfect, and I am beautiful and perfect. And you know, you just got to know it. All that matters is what you think about yourself, basically. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You know about yourself, and if you're hating on yourself, then something you got to work on, and just love and accept yourself. And there's many ways to do that. Getting in tune with yourself and getting to know yourself, and it's a beautiful thing, you know. Solitude is bliss. So yeah, I've been thinking more about visualizations and things, and you know, what does it look like when I'm living up to my full potential was a question from one of the tarot readers. Sarah I can't remember, vrba or something. I will put a link below anyway. And she was saying, what does it look like when I'm living up to my full potential? So that's something I've been thinking about a lot, and you know, I'm getting back on track with this, with my routine, so that I can be better and, you know, do my poetry and get that out there and my music and stuff, and, you know, be living at my full potential and just spreading as much love in as many ways as possible, and like expressing myself in a beautiful, loving way. So yeah, and it's just like about becoming more authentic and, you know, visualize to materialize, guys. So we've got to think about these things, speak them into action, visualize them, feel the feeling of where you want to be or what you want to be or what you want to have, and you will attract that. Be grateful for it already. Be grateful for what we already have, and that attracts more into our lives, you know. And just when you're being grateful, you can only be happy. It's only happiness when we're thinking of what we're happy for, you know. And yeah, we just got to focus on those things: gratitude, acceptance, and, you know, forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. And yeah. So yeah, so visualizations and of the thoughts and feelings of things, affirmations, and, you know, speaking things into existence, and, you know, thinking positively of these things, and, you know, also taking the action to do these things. But you put all that out there into the universe, and the universe will provide how it happens. Like we that's why we've got to let go of the outcome and the need for control, because we've just got to visualize and focus on and give the energy of what we want and what we love, and that will attract all in the right divine time of the universe. And the universe will help us. It's always sending us messages everywhere, numbers and songs and pictures that we see and stuff. And, you know, so just take time to stop and check things out and check in with ourselves. It's one thing my therapist says, you know, take time to check in with yourself. Journaling really helps with that, but then also meditation, or, you know, just deep breathing, getting into nature, getting in tune. So all these things can help. So yeah, sorry, I didn't really know what I was going to chat about in this video, but I've kind of covered a lot of things. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. I feel like I'm getting back on track. I'm feeling this illness coming back on a little bit more though. Like, I'm aching a bit over, so it's reminding me, right, Aisha, you've got to start looking after yourself again now, and really love and care, you know, got to do it. So yeah, I'm worthy of love from myself and from others, and you are worthy too. So thank you for watching so much. I really appreciate your time and presence here, and, you know, if you think this video can help anyone else, please share, please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so much love for you and so much love for everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Love you so much. Peace. Have a beautiful day. Lovely, lovely people.